What happens to Puerto Rico? It essentially wants to refile, take a look at its debt, essentially like a modern bankruptcy, and sort of start from scratch. That is easier said than done, because not every city or state has a lot of those rights in the United States, so they would resent Puerto Rico getting the same treatment. That begs another issue that I'm going to raise with my friend Dave Maney there, that then you're looking at a Commonwealth that would need a bailout. Would it get a bailout? I would imagine, Dave, unlikely. What do you think?
I think it's unlikely, but it's one of these things where, like so many things in our society and in our laws, there's a lot of white space. We don't have definitions and we don't have codes for things. So there is a municipal bankruptcy code, part of the old Chapter 7, Chapter 13 sort of structure.
We did for way back in the 80s with Washington Public Power Supply.
Right. So there's things like that. In effect, states are considered sovereigns, almost like another nation. And so it was thought they could never go bankrupt. And in fact, there is nothing in our laws for them to go bankrupt. So the great concern among
there's nothing in our laws now that if you can't pay, if you're a city or municipality, you can't pay, well, short of not paying, what do you do?
Right. In the end, there's a whole bunch of things in our world and our society where you'll know when you come to it, because 2 or 6 or 8 parties are going to have to sit around a table and hammer something out. What the Congress is saying is, hey, we're not ready to be a party to that. We're not ready to facilitate that.
Which is why they're even quibbling over using the term bankruptcy.
Right.
So a lot of lawyers are hashing this out. What happens if this doesn't happen? Because it looks like it won't happen. Puerto Rico is in a world of hurt. Investors are going to get burned. We know that. They already have been. Where does this go?
You're going to have more of what you already got, which is a downward economic spiral in a U.S. Commonwealth. Nothing good is going to come of it.
Would it be any different if they were a state? The same limitations would apply.
I think you'd have more people sounding the alarm, but what I think is that people in Illinois and in California and maybe even in New York State ought to be watching this with a hawk eye, no offense to Iowa, to see what's going to go on, because it is precedent setting and it will give them a roadmap, because they're going to get there.
Normally, and I have the pleasure of talking to you in person, which I love, you're from Colorado, which is expecting, by the way, a lot of snow. I'll leave that aside. Hope you get home safe. Colorado is front and center because there are going to be a lot of Trump protesters there criticizing the awarding of these 34 delegates to Ted Cruz. How big a deal is this in Colorado?
If you go to certain message boards, if you're if you're on Republican Facebook pages, there's a fair amount of debate. The thing that I'm seeing from people that I know who were part of the process is that there were very few Trump folks who were part of the process or who bothered to take the time
now they're whining
to sign up for the process, and now they're ticked off. And I understand.
But you didn't have a primary or a caucus.
Yeah, no. Look, if you want me to sit and defend Colorado's GOP process, I can't. It's very labyrinthine and odd. But it's been labyrinthine and odd for 100 years.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's what it is.
Well, I hope you get home safe.
Thanks,
You're expecting about 8 feet of snow. Have a nice time.
8 to 10.
Wow, Dave, good stuff. All right, be well. Now you know why he wears the sweater. It's the law in Colorado.